All right, we are back with another Pick'em video. It is Tuesday, June 17th in the WNBA. We're going to talk about 6 games today in the WNBA. That's a full slate. But before we jump into that, I do want to obviously address, I haven't been uploading as much as I typically am during the full NBA season. That's because regular season NBA is really where I can make really good reads. The playoffs obviously get a little bit harder. It's more fun to bet on, and I'd like to make plays for you guys there consistently too. But I dealt with an injury that I had to go through, and then I also, in the summer times, I moved to Rhode Island, and I am doing like a full-time job during those 3 months of the summer. So this is kind of the off-season in terms of my betting, but I've really transitioned to full positive EV betting, which I'm really excited to eventually do live streams with you guys where we hop on and we say, hey, I pretty much want you guys on every single sports book that you can get your hands on in your state, and it's different for everyone. We'll still be attacking Dabble slips, PrizePicks slips, Underdog slips, and really attacking positive EV betting, which is really the most lucrative way to bet. We can get on here and talk about our favorite plays, trying to make line movements in ourselves, in sports that we might not know as much of. But in NBA, I can actually go ahead and do that. In these other sports, in WNBA, in baseball, obviously it's very volatile. It gets a little bit harder, and I want to really focus my betting on the liquidity aspects, the sharp money line movements, the positive expected value stuff, and that's how I make most of my money in terms of the summer betting. But yeah, really excited obviously for the NBA to come back next season. The finals are still underway. Let me know if you guys still want to see videos on the finals or how I'm betting the finals and things like that. But just wanted to address that. Obviously, I'm not uploading as much as I'd like to, and that's gonna show from you guys probably being like, where is this guy? But I'm here for the WNBA today. We're going to go through Props Madness. We're going to check out some players that I'm really wanting to attack, and I'm going to show you guys the other aspects of why I like those plays, not just because I like this matchup, I like the way this person scores. Those are huge as well, and that's how I really like enjoying, researching basketball plays. But at the same time, I want to show you guys some sort of line movement, some sort of liquidity aspects, where the sharp money's coming in, and how that also goes into making my plays. So little rant here to start things off, but we have 6 WNBA games. Hopefully you guys watch 1 or 2 of them. Caitlin Clark's playing today, so that's always fun, and I think she could ball out tonight. So, yeah, check out some WNBA. We got games, I think, starting 7 p.m. Eastern time, so plenty of time to get these ones in, and, hopefully 3-4 winners for today. And then we'll get you guys on your way. So if that sounds cool, definitely go and leave the video a like, comment something down below. Let me know your thoughts on that, how I'm doing, how I'm approaching the summer. If you want access to my Discord community, that's where I still send picks all the time. And we're always talking sports, talking props. Obviously, the subscribers drop off a little bit in the summer just because there's not NBA happening in terms of the regular season. There's less basketball going on. Some people don't like WNBA. Tennis is something I've really been betting on a lot. Golf is a lot of fun, even UFC. So we still have a lot of fun. We're still talking sports, sharing our plays. And again, I'll show you my charts. I'll show you my, you don't want to see my charts. I'll show you my charts for June and just how we've been doing. So yeah, bit of a rant, but let's get into the plays for today. And then real quick, just I'm not talking out of my 2 cheeks here. Here's the month of June so far. As you can see, we do not win every single day. My volume is much lower in the summer months just because, again, I have a full-time job I have to do. But those plays we have been doing, plus 22.6 units in the month of June. I love to see that. And then in the positive EV betting, I've been doing a lot lower unit sizes, but this thing is absolutely working. Really excited to hop into Odds Jam and really show you guys the power of positive EV betting. And we've had 1 losing day. This was literally, I lost 78 cents on this Friday, and we just continue to up and up, and it's really awesome. I've been doing some arbitrage betting as well. It's really cool, and again, this is how you make very consistent money in the long term. Positive EV betting is just ridiculous. So doing really well in June, and again, really taking a conservative approach. I got to start upping that because I'm going to start getting limited on these books, continuing to beat the closing lines, and just continuing to kill it. So I just wanted to point that out for you guys. Just again, I'm not talking out the 2 cheeks on the backside of my body, if you know what I mean. And then just to clarify, this is my DFS platform, so like my PrizePicks, my Underdogs, my Sleepers, my Chalkboards. If you're not on any of those books, check out the links in the description down below. And then these are all like the sports books I've been betting on. Novig is a new one that's available in every state. I have a link in the description down below if you want to sign up for Novig using my code. And then like when I'm in Massachusetts, I can bet on BetMGM, DraftKings, FanDuel, all those types of things. So that's the 2 different reasons, and again, we're up like 40 units so far in the month of June overall. All right, so finally to start talking about some plays. Again, sorry about that early rant. Wanted to let you guys know what's going on here. We're going to start with Caitlin Clark because I know a lot of you guys want to be betting on her, and she's got a really good opportunity because she's got a very weak defense she is going up against. So you can see the way that they defend the ball, how she scores the ball above the break 3. She could definitely knock down some 3s. The way she scores, it's pretty much all green. But at the end of the day, she's going to have a very high line, 21 points here. It is an 18-point spread. The Fever should handle business here. And pretty much every player is going to have a great chart, including the area in the restricted area. They're ranked dead last in the league. So Caitlin Clark only 18% of her points are coming down there, but Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, a lot of their points are coming in, and a lot of these other players are scoring at the rim a lot more. And I think Caitlin Clark's just going to be able to distribute the ball, especially in one of these weaker defenses. Maybe she doesn't have to do all the scoring herself, and she can set up her own teammates. So I'm going to be looking at her assists here. I think DraftKings has the best odds here. Yeah, minus 105 on the over 9.5. You could obviously look at double-double, whatever's going to have the better value here. And Caitlin Clark's one of these players right now that she's kind of looking at triple-double. She's had one this season, but if she's going to get a very favorable matchup, she might be, starting to deal with, hey, at least get that double-double. I know it doesn't think about, maybe you're like, oh, they don't really care about it. But as you turn into one of these players, you see a lot of Jokic games where he's getting that 10th assist, a lot of Westbrook games back in the day where he's getting that 10th assist, that 10th rebound, whatever it might be for that double-double, that triple-double. I know it's in the back of their mind, so, and the 9.5 line, if she wants to get that 10th assist, I think it's going to come pretty easily for her tonight. So we're getting pretty good value. Again, minus 105 is going to be the best value out there if you can bet this on DraftKings. And I think Caitlin Clark, 9.5 assists, looking really good. Obviously dealt with that injury, did come back and played 31 minutes against the Liberty, had a really good game. She scored 32 points against a good defense overall, was able to get 9 assists there, had 8 rebounds, so she didn't really miss a beat. She looks healthy and ready to go. And now she's got a Connecticut Sun team that I really think she's going to be able to beat up on. And again, you might be like, yeah, she's going to score a million points, but everyone's got a really good matchup here. A lot of damage down in the paint. And you can see where she gets her assists. 61% of her 61% of her assists come from that restricted area. They're dead last there. And we could see girls like Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, who a lot of their points come from there, maybe have bigger games. So I'm going to go to Caitlin Clark. Going to go to her assists at 9.5. Take the double-double if you can find that somewhere too for better value. Yeah, Caitlin Clark starting things off hot. 9.5 assists, taking the over here. And of course, if you're watching this video and you want to check out Props Madness, the tool that I'm using that gives you so much different information, you can actually check it out for a free week and 25% off your first month or your first year using code RICH. It's in the description down below. Props Madness is awesome. Absolutely check them out. They have NBA and WNBA. They give you so many filters. So like if we go to Caitlin Clark, we can obviously see how she scores her points, pick and roll ball handling. They're ranked 11th in terms of that. Transition, isolation. You can see how the team ranks in terms of defensively. And then you can see assists. Like again, you can see where she gets her assists, how similar players are getting their assists, and if they're going over their lines. So a lot of point guards are going over their lines, especially recently against the Connecticut Sun. You can see like how many assists allowed they give up. This Connecticut Sun team is ranked 11th out of 13th, so they give up a lot of assists. You can see very easily on this chart that she's been able to go against teams that don't allow assists getting the over and teams that do allow assists getting the over here. So it's very, very seamless to use Props Madness. Really fun to use and dive into all these filters and things like that. So yeah, definitely check out Props Madness. They are freaking awesome for basketball betting. And then before we go away from the Fever, just because again they have a very good matchup here, and if you want some correlation, Caitlin Clark for over her assists, and then looking at someone like Aliyah Boston, who really does most of her damage in that restricted area defense, or in that restricted area. They're ranked dead last here. I think Aliyah Boston's in a pretty good spot to go over her points. Hasn't been getting there in the last few games. This line's at 13.5 right now. But you can also see games that she's played with Caitlin Clark. She's over this in 60% of those games. So Caitlin Clark able to set her up. Really, really good matchup for her to score the ball. Again, very, very weak interior defense overall. In one of these games, she actually played against the Sun, and that was without Caitlin Clark, and she was able to go over with this points, 17 points on this game. So 13.5 points for Aliyah Boston. Very much a correlation play with Caitlin Clark. I think you could absolutely take both of them, and it makes a whole lot of sense against this weak interior defense. Moving along to this next play here, it's going to be Rhyne Howard under her 18.5 points. Obviously staying under this pretty consistently, but at the same time, she absolutely has an opportunity to go off on some of these teams, but she's going up against a good defense overall. Number one, I think, ranked in terms of defensive rating. Yeah, number one, the ranked defense for the Liberty here, and they might be focusing in on her a little bit more. They do give up a lot of threes above the break. You can see that's where 66% of her shots are coming from, but at the same time, tough in transition, tough in pick and roll ball handling, and not a ton of her threes come from spot up opportunities, which I think is really, affecting this above the break 3-point line. Maybe a lot more spot up opportunities available, which Alicia Gray, I'd say, is a little bit more of a spot up player. As you can see, 26% of her points come from that spot up opportunity. It's actually her number one source of scoring, and she's been really consistent as being that number one scorer for this team so far this year. Now, Rhyne Howard obviously has that potential to go off, like I mentioned. She had that 9 3-point game here against Chicago, but then also came right back down to earth. Still had 4 threes here and stayed under. So against a really tough defense overall, 8.5-point spread. They haven't played against each other just yet, but really liking this opportunity for Rhyne Howard to stay under this line and maybe seeing Allisha Gray. If someone's going to score the points, it might be her, who's been very, very consistent overall. So good matchup for her to score some threes overall on the surface of things, but at the same time, I think that's more of a spot-up opportunity, and not a ton of her threes are coming from spot-up opportunities. 17% of her shots, her points, come from spot-up opportunities. So I'm rolling the dice here, going on the under for Rhyne Howard. Tough defense overall. Again, I wish I had a head-to-head matchup so far this year. We can see head-to-head last year. She only got over this line one time, and the Liberty were able to keep her in check. So going off of last year a little bit, but really focusing in on this year, she's not been going over this line. She could crush this line, have 30 points if she's dripping threes, and they're keeping her open. Maybe Allisha Gray's handling the ball and setting her up a little bit more. But if the focus is going to be on Rhyne Howard, I think the opportunity here is going to be much more likely on the under in terms of points at 18.5 here. And then moving to the next play here, we're going to go all the way to the 10 o'clock slot. This is Rickea Jackson for the Sparks. Kelsey Plum has gotten ruled out of this game, and Rickea Jackson, with the minutes on the floor she's been getting and what we expect for her to get today, I really think she's in a good opportunity to score some points. You can see similar types of players to her in terms of position have been going over the line. 73%, 11 of the last 15 players that score similarly to Rickea Jackson or play the same position as Rickea Jackson have been really, really good against this team. With Kelsey Plum out, we haven't seen that just yet this year, but that does give more opportunity for her to score the ball. And we can see last year, remember when she got a ton of minutes, she was absolutely crushing this line in terms of what she was able to do, really going off in some of those games. Minutes per game, she's expected for 34 minutes. If she's going to get 32, let's say 36 minutes, she's over this in 70% of games. That includes 2 games this year as well. And without Kelsey Plum, that's just going to be more opportunity for her to score the ball. In terms of defensively, I think this is right in the middle of the road in terms of defense. This Seattle Storm defense is ranked 7th overall in terms of defensive rating. We haven't seen her play them yet this year, but she did play them head-to-head last year in those minutes. Got 22 points in that game. Obviously, last year, totally different situation. But I think the minutes are going to be here for her. She definitely likes to score the ball, especially when she's going to have a little bit more opportunity here with Plum being out. Obviously, their main scorer, the biggest in terms of usage as well. If she's going to get the usage, going to get the time in the court, and this thing's not a big blowout, I think she could absolutely go over this line. She just lost to the Lynx by 23 points, and she played 36 minutes in that game and was able to get 18 points. She's coming off a 30-point game against the Aces. In terms of defensive rating, both those teams ranked 4th and 9th defensively. Now she's got one in the middle of the road. I think she could absolutely go over this line again. 14.5 for minus 115 at ESPN Bet. Really, really like what I'm seeing here for Rickea Jackson with that extended responsibility opportunity, with Plum being out and just the matchup she's got going on for tonight. Then moving along to the final play of the video, it's going to be Kayla Thornton here, and I'm actually looking at a combo line for points and rebounds, which right now is sitting at 22.5. She's been absolutely crushing it the last 3 games. They are dealing with some injuries as well, so Salon, a couple players here that are getting over 10 points a game are going to be out for this game, potentially getting back Tiffany Hayes from that nose injury, but I don't think that will hurt her at all. If anything, it might help her here, and just really like her form, what she's been doing the last 3 games, and I think that could carry on for today's game. She's getting a ton of minutes, 36, 35, and 36 minutes the last 3 games. I don't expect anything less from her today. Let's move into the player type analysis. Really dead last in terms of spot-up shooting defense. That's where she gets 31% of her points. 22% of her points come in transition. They're ranked 13th there as well. She can get to the free throw line. She's good for 3 points a game there. They're ranked 11th there. You can see similar types of players positionally. 53% of them are going over, but a lot of them are going over the rebounds lines. As you can see, 67% going over the rebounds line. And of course, we just talked about how good of a matchup she has to score the ball. And she's been a rebounding machine. She's been a scoring machine. So she's been really aggressive. I love what she's been able to do for this Valkyrie team. She's being the head honcho, and with all those injuries, I think that's going to be even more responsibility for her on the court. 3.5 point spread going up against the Wings. Hopefully this thing stays close so she can get 33, 34, 36 minutes like she's been getting, and kind of continue her dominance these last 3 games. Really liking Kayla Thornton in this opportunity, this position, scoring, rebounding, whatever it might be. You can see the numbers, you can see the matchups, and I think she continues that today. So I think that's going to do it for me in this one. We talked about 5 different plays in this slate. We're going to do a quick recap, but I also totally forgot to do a recap of the last video that we made, and we ended up going 2-1. The one miss was Siakam under his 7.5 rebounds. He ended with 8 on the hook there. We also took Shai Gilgeous-Alexander under the 2.5 turnovers. That was a plus money play. he stayed under that. And then we took Brittany Griner under 13.5 points. She only had 7 points in that one. So the last 2 videos I've made, both profitable videos. Going to try to continue that trend for today. In terms of the recap, we had Caitlin Clark over 9.5 assists, partnering that up with Elia Boston over 13.5 points. Rhyne Howard under 18.5 points. Rickea Jackson over 14.5 points. And then Kayla Thornton over 14.5 points to close things out. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely, again, check out the links in the description down below if you want access to my Discord community where we're always talking sports and different props and things like that, where you can get access to all my slips that I actually play, all my DFS slips, all my straight slips I typically try to play out there as well. It's a whole lot of fun. We can talk sports, talk props. We have a lot of fun in there, just doing that. So definitely check out the links in this down below. Plenty of different ways to get in for free to the Discord as well. There is a free part of the Discord. It's not as active as the premiums part, but if you want to get in touch with me, you can join the free part. Say, hey, I used your code for Underdog or Sleeper. Or today's Flex Friday or sorry, not Flex Friday, Taco Tuesday on PrizePicks, and you say, hey, I used your code to sign up for whatever one of those are. Give me a screenshot in a DM or in the general chat, and I'll go ahead and get you guys a free month of the premium Discord. So thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, definitely go and leave the video a like, comment something down below. It does tell YouTube to push this video out a little bit more when you do that. And of course, subscribe if you are new. Not going to be as consistent as uploading as I am, in the NBA regular season, but I am going to try to stay on top of it, better than I was the past month or so. So, especially if you guys comment and things like that, that just lights a fire under me to get videos out for you. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck on all your bets. Peace out.